Hello, everyone. We are Oily Homes. I am Jamie Bendorf,
and I'm Krista Krogan. Welcome.
So we today are your oily detectives covering our winter wellness. So this month's monthly promotion actually is really cool because you can get Inner Defense for free.
Yeah.
At the 250 PV and 300 PV, you will get it for free. So we're just going to dive in and investigate this a little bit further.
And we're really excited about this. This is our first product video as Oily Homes.
Yes.
So we're really excited about this. Now, we are kind of the common folks when it comes to chemistry of essential oils. I don't really understand it all very well, so we're bringing it down a notch and making it as user-friendly as we possibly can.
And you might notice that sometimes we pronounce things wrong or we say things maybe not quite scientifically right, and it's just because we are not the sciencey nerds.
Sure.
We're reading them off of a piece of paper, so sometimes you might screw up. So
yeah,
and to be honest, anyways.
And to be honest with you, we're not going to be able to go into details on a lot of the chemical constituents of our products, simply because they're not compliant for us to talk about. However, we will spell them out for you so you can jot them down, and then you can do your own research on them and just further help you understand why the products are as amazing as we're saying they are.
Yes. So this video, we are talking about Inner Defense.
Yeah.
And then we also are going to be covering some oils, and they are the Thieves Vitality and the Oregano Vitality. So these oils we will be talking quite a bit with Inner Defense.
Yeah.
And why these three items are your go-to for winter wellness.
Yes. So why is it so amazing? And this is honestly one of my favorite products. And I'll tell you, since this is one of the promotional items for September of 2017, I actually made it so that I got 2 free bottles of it this month, and I'll maybe talk a little bit more about that at the end. But it was really important to me because this is one that my family definitely stocks up on, because this is literally one of the most powerful ones that I notice a difference. Like, wow, I can tell that Inner Defense worked as far as boosting immune support. I think it's called, Inner Defense. So I think that makes sense that we're talking about immune support. But there's some other things we're going to talk about that maybe you didn't realize that was good for, and maybe you should give it a chance.
Yes. So, Inner Defense promotes and reinforces your systemic defenses. It also creates an unfriendly terrain for yeast and fungus. It also promotes a healthy respiratory function. It can eliminate sinus discomfort. It soothes throat discomfort, and it also just keeps your intestinal tract just overly balanced. So overall, this supplement is a very, very good quality supplement for a lot of areas in your health.
Sure.
And life.
By the way, our research comes from a couple of different locations. I have used a couple of different reference guides. I've got one of them with me today to compile our notes and information, our research for you. And then we also relied on a video that was done by Dr. Lindsay Elmore, who is a chemist, actually.
Yes.
So
she is the pharmacist with an F.
Yes.
So make sure if you do not follow her. She's amazing.
Exactly. So the ingredients in Inner Defense, actually, it's pretty simple. It's mostly essential oils. But in addition to the essential oils, we have virgin coconut oil, we have fish gelatin, glycerin, water, and then it has the Thieves blend of oils, which is the bottle that I referred to earlier, okay? And then it also has what I saw referred to as the O3 Super Blend.
Yes.
Did you find research on that at all? Let me tell you what it is. It's basically oregano, so the Oregano Vitality that I showed you earlier, and then thyme, would be Thyme Vitality, and then Lemongrass Vitality is the
Yes.
O3 Super Blend. So those are all in there. We're going to go a little bit more in depth into all of those oils. Yeah?
Yes. So, what is in Thieves? So, Thieves itself has clove, lemon, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. So, those are the ones that are in there. Clove itself just promotes a healthy immune response. It has a pretty high ORAC. It's like in the 1 million range on the ORAC scale. So, it's pretty high up there. So, just on alone, it's really sound.
Yeah, and if you're unfamiliar with ORAC, ORAC stands for Oxygen Radical Absorbance Capacity, and it's a lab test that attempts to quantify the total antioxidant capacity. So it's what's battling, it's helping protect us against those free radicals. So, and thinking of free radicals, I'm just kind of watering this down because this is for me, this is what I need. Think about when you cut open an apple and you just let it set on the counter. Looks nice and fresh when you first do that, but the air, the oxygen is going to cause the apple to oxidize and turn brown. And so that's what happens in our systems as well. And you think about that when you add lemon juice, or those of us in the oily world would use lemon essential oil or a citrus essential oil. It stops that oxidation process and the apple doesn't turn brown. That's why you've maybe heard it recommended to do that. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Back to
So
clove.
the primary constituent in clove that makes it so amazing is actually eugenol, which is EUGENOL. So make sure you look up that one.
Yeah,
and it's going to be a good one.
Eugenol is actually the product that's in clove that makes clove known in the world of dentistry as a numbing agent. So it's the eugenol that's doing that in clove.
And then the other thing too, if you are on a blood thinning medication, this would be a product that you would probably really want to use very extreme caution with. Or just play it safe and avoid it altogether. It also has a middle base note, and it has a scent of a spicy, warming, slightly bitter, woody, reminiscent of true clove buds, but richer. The intensity is a number 5.
Now, what do you mean by note?
So,
You express middle to base notes.
yes, so
What does that
all
mean?
of our oils have notes. And if you want to learn more, guess what? Watch the note video that we're
Should
going
we
to be
share a
creating.
little bit about it though right now? I think we should, because that
probably
makes no
should.
sense.
Probably.
Okay, quick lesson in notes. We've got top notes, we've got middle notes, and we've got base notes. So top note essential oils are the ones that are classified that normally evaporate very fast. So it's going to be one of your lighter oils. So like when you dump the bottle trying to get a drop, sometimes you accidentally get 5 drops because it's just so light. It just drips
Which are
out so
usually
easily.
your citrus oils.
Yes, they tend to be light, fresh, and uplifting in nature and are usually inexpensive. Top notes are highly volatile and fast acting. However, they are not very long lasting. Generally, this is for chemistry buffs. Generally, these are going to be your monoterpenes, which we're not going into detail on. Okay, that's top notes. Middle notes then. The bulk of essential oils are considered middle notes and normally give body to the blend and have a real balancing effect. The aroma of middle notes is not always immediately evident and may take a couple of minutes to establish their scent. They are normally warm and soft fragrances. And then base notes. Essential oils are classified as base notes, are normally very heavy, and their fragrance is very solid. So I'm thinking of like myrrh, vetiver.
Yes.
Yeah. It will be present for a long time and slows down the evaporation of other oils. So if you're wanting to use an oil that you're wanting it to stick around longer and not absorb into the skin so fast, maybe use it with one of these base note oils. These fragrances are normally intense and heady. They are normally rich and relaxing in nature and are typically the most expensive of all oils. And they're generally high in sesquiterpenes.
Another word for you chemistry nerds to look up.
Exactly. So as Jamie had said, clove has middle to base notes. Okay, and the intensity of the oil is a 5, which I think this is a scale of 1 to 5, meaning it's the highest intensity of essential oils. Okay,
Yes.
so that's just a little bit about clove. Should we go on to lemon?
So lemon is up to 73% limonene, or limonene.
Limonene.
So, see?
Spell it out. Limone. You will want to Google that. It is it's my favorite chemical constituent if I could have one.
Yes.
It's great stuff. Google it. Take a look.
It has an ORAC scale of 660. It has cleansing and purifying properties, can boost the digestive, immune, and respiratory systems, but because it is a citrus oil, it is photosensitive. So this is an oil, especially if you are in an area where you have lots of sun, to maybe use it in the nighttime and not first thing in the morning when you're going to be going out. It is a top note. The scent is sweet, sharp, clear, citrusy, and its intensity is a 3.
Yep. Cinnamon promotes healthy immune response. On the ORAC scale, it's 10,340. There's actually biblical reference to the oil of cinnamon. And the caution here is that it may irritate the nasal membranes or burn the nostrils if you inhale directly from the bottle or diffuser. Like if you're right over the diffuser and just breathing it in, I would urge some caution in doing that because you really could irritate. It's a base note, and the scent is spicy, warm, and sweet, and it has an intensity of 5 out of 5.
The next one is the Eucalyptus radiata, and it may support a healthy respiratory system. It's high in eucalyptol, EUCALYPTOL. It's the second highest in abundance of eucalyl of all of the essential oils, behind the Eucalyptus globus. It's soothing to muscles after exercise and other intense physical work. It is a middle note. The scent is slightly camphorous, sweet, fruity, and the intensity is a 3.
Yes, and then the last oil in the Thieves blend is rosemary. This is one of the most broadly used plants throughout all of the ages. Supports a healthy lifestyle regimen and overall well-being. The ORAC is 300. So just to put the ORAC back into perspective, okay? I'm going to go backwards. Rosemary, the ORAC is 300. Eucalyptus, actually I couldn't find the ORAC on that. Cinnamon is 10,340. Lemon, the ORAC is 660. And then back to the super clove is 1,078,700 on the ORAC scale. Okay, remember that apple I was talking about earlier? So clove is where it's at. Okay, back to rosemary. It's high in naturally occurring eucalyptol, as Jamie mentioned earlier, and then alpha pinene. So alpha is ALPHA, and then pinene is PINENE. So historically, I wanted to share this little story. Since the time of ancient Greece, about 1000 BC, rosemary was burned as incense. Later cultures believed that it warded off devils, a practice that eventually became adopted by the sick, who then burned rosemary to protect against infection. Now, the reason I wanted to tell that story was I spent some time in Spain, and so I don't know if this is a Europe thing or just a Spain thing, but there's gypsies wandering all around Spain, and I didn't understand this really until now, but they were selling sprigs of rosemary. And I had no idea why, but I'm sure that it's related to this.
Oh yeah, totally,
yeah,
probably.
Yeah, so that's
like,
pretty
what?
cool. Yeah, so anyway, with rosemary, it says to not use on children under 4 years of age. I'm not sure on the caution on that,
I don't know
but
either.
just do some research on that if you do have an under 4-year-old, and decide for yourself. Do not use this if you're taking an ACE inhibitor prescription. Okay, it would not necessarily be safe. So you're going to want to be careful. Refer to your physician on that if that's something that you're interested in. It is a middle note, and the scent is herbaceous, strong, camphorous, with woody, balsamic, and evergreen undertones. And the intensity is 3.
So now we're kind of going to move on to those O3. What do they call them?
Yeah, the O3
something.
super blend.
Yeah,
yes.
That one. What we said earlier.
And we're probably going to go a little quicker through this because we want to keep this video as close to 20 minutes as we possibly can. So oregano is highly supportive to the immune and respiratory systems. Also, being an oil of the raindrop therapy, it's beneficial to muscles, joints, and bones. It's high in carvacrol, carvacrol. Look that up. It has an ORAC, pretty high ORAC, 15,300. Caution, it is a hot oil, and I cannot caution you enough from my own personal experience. Okay, so it may irritate the nasal membranes or skin if it's inhaled directly from a diffuser or the bottle, or applied neat. Do not apply this neat. Maybe to the feet where the skin is hardier and thicker, but definitely don't apply it neat to other areas of the body. It's a middle note, and its scent is herbaceous and sharp, and the intensity is 5.
Yes. Next is thyme. May positively impact the immune system and the muscles, joints, and bones. It's also used in the raindrop kit. It's in there. It has an ORAC of 15,960. Caution, may irritate the mucous membrane and the skin, so make sure you dilute with this one. This one you really should avoid with pregnancy. So if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, I would probably use extreme caution with this one. Use caution when dealing with high blood pressure as well. So this one's kind of one that you really kind of maybe need to research this guy a little bit more if you are have some other stuff going on in your body. It is a middle note. The scent is fresh, medicinal, herbaceous, and it has an intensity of a 4.
Yes, and the last oil in our inner defense blend is lemongrass. It supports the immune system and also the muscles, bones, and joints. It's also great for purification and digestion. It also can be a hot oil, so use extreme caution. It can induce extreme skin irritation. So ORAC 1,780. It's a top note, so it's one of those lighter ones. The scent is grassy, lemony, makes sense. It's pungent, earthy, and slightly bitter with an intensity of 4. So per Dr. Lindsay Elmore, just speaking a little bit more on the pregnancy and breastfeeding thing, she feels that inner defense is generally safe for pregnancy and breastfeeding. However, if any of the ingredients concerns you, you would just need to consult your physician. It does enter the bloodstream, which means it will go into breast milk. But, I've seen some general lists out there, and a lot of the oils in this blend are on the avoid or use with caution during pregnancy. But I think this is, kind of where Lindsay Elmore is going with why she thinks it's safe. I think you have to use extreme amounts of those oils for them to become a danger to you. So because these are in a blend and it's just little bits of it, I think that's why she feels that it's overall pretty safe. But just so you're aware, clove, eucalyptus, cinnamon, rosemary, and thyme are all on general boards that are not Young Living specific that I've seen out there that say use with caution or avoid during pregnancy. That's up to you to do the research and decide your comfort level on that.
Yes, so it is labeled for adults. but use your judgment with children. The gel cap is actually rather large, so sometimes in kids can be a little difficult in swallowing. It also has a lot of essential oils in them, and we know kids are quite a bit smaller than what we are, so they don't need near as much oil as what we do.
Yeah.
I did have, where did my note? Oh, here it is. From one of in the comment section, I seen several moms that actually what they do is they cut into the gel cap and dump out what is inside, mix it up with other carrier oils, so whatever carrier oil your family prefers to use, mix it up on then, and then you're actually going to rub it on the bottom of that child's feet. So that is one way to get it in a child that maybe you feel comfortable using it on.
Yes. It's great to combine with Life 9 probiotic, but you're going to want to make sure that you take those at least 8 hours apart. So I would take your Inner Defense in the morning and then your Life 9 in the evening before bed, potentially. Dosing on this is kind of, if it's just more of a preventative thing, like maybe just one gel capsule, it does state take one soft gel daily or take one 3 to 5 times daily when needed. So that's kind of up to you, just based on how much support that you need.
Yes. Some people deal with belching up this as they take it. Word of advice, if you are belching up this oil, because it helps create unfriendly terrain for yeast. It's more than likely because you have something going on inside. So diet is highly, can't think of the word.
Critical.
Yes. Work on your diet. Once you get your diet under control, you shouldn't have any more problems with this oil or this supplement anymore. Other thing too, if you have a sensitive tummy, try adding a fatty food to this, so coconut oil, avocados, or a nut butter. Try and take it while you're taking the supplement to help soothe that tummy down a little bit more too. Shelf life. Do you want to talk about shelf life? Okay, I'll talk about shelf life. So, shelf life.
She's got the notes on shelf life.
It should smell, if you open it up, it should really, really smell really strong oregano. All the capsules should separate. If the capsules are stuck together and they don't quite smell just quite right, then it's time to toss it. But usually on some bottles they do have an expiration date, but you can sometimes check after that expiration date, and if they're still good a little bit further, you can still use them.
Yeah, my bottle I checked actually lists the manufacturer date. So I know when it was manufactured.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So every bottle's a little bit different from what it sounds like. Okay, so the last and final thing that we're going to talk about today is the new formula on the soft gel. So the new formula no longer has beeswax, and it no longer has carrageenan. And why that is so vital for you guys is because carrageenan actually in itself comes from a red seaweed. And so the red seaweed itself is fine. But the carrageenan is used to thicken, to create like a gel-like substance in things. It's in a lot of our natural organic products that we buy on the shelves, but it's also being ripped out because people that have sensitive stomachs cannot handle this at all. So a lot of companies are pulling it out of their ingredient list and finding something else to create that same effect. So for those of us that have sensitive tummies, that's a really good thing.
Okay, real quick, are we done with that?
Yeah.
Great. We got to visit with you real quick about how to get this free. Okay? So we actually have some other freebies to mention. So if you spend 100 PV on Essential Rewards, you get this, the Oregano Vitality. If you spend 190, you get this, plus the Thieves Vitality, plus my favorite, one of my favorites, Peace and Calming. Okay? Now, if you spend 250 PV, you get all of those plus the beloved Inner Defense. Okay, this is how you get that free, by spending 250 PV on one contained order. And then just as a matter of interest, if you were to spend 300, you're going to get all of that plus this really great muscle, joint, bone support oil called Cool Azul. So that's how you get that free. If you have enjoyed this video and you felt like you really learned something that the common person can understand, and you want to watch further videos, please hit the subscribe link. We're just building our audience now, and we would love it if you would share our video on social media as well.
And make sure you like our video as well. So give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and watch further videos.
There's a thumbs up on YouTube?
Yeah, there's a like button.
I don't spend as much time on YouTube, but
we
that's
want
about
likes.
to change.
None of these.
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
Hopefully you won't do that.
Hopefully you won't.
So yes, so join us. We're going to do more along the way. We're just going to be trying to share as much research for you so that you don't have to go do it.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Have a great day.